Can you 3D print motorcycle fairings? More importantly, should you? So, can we 3D print some fairings? Fiberglass them, made them up, blah, 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 blah. And then on Maker World, there is an experimental section that allows you to take a 360 video of an object and then turn that into a 3D model. Obviously, it's a really rough model. You then have to put that model into Blender or whatever software you use and make it something usable. You then have the arduous task of dividing it up so it fits on a print bed and then printing it. So I spent all of yesterday 3D printing panels. There weren't that many failures, but there were enough to make it annoying. The last two parts of printing, these are some of the pieces. Like, as a material, like I've used ASA, which is a slightly better version of ABS. I now have to glue things together. I had some warping, the shape's changed here and there, but it's no big deal because you can just heat this up with a heat gun and get the shape right. So what I've done is I've done a relatively rough print just to see if the geometry works on the bike. And then obviously we're not just going to glue this together and call it done. Or as strong as these materials are, when you print them thin, and that's the layer orientation, really easy to break and delaminate, as you can see here. So the idea behind this is to get the shape all together, make it all work, and then it needs some sort of composite over the top. Stop barking, dog, I'm working. Well, not really working, wasting people's time. So I'm not sure yet whether I'm going to gel coat over it, but what I really want to do is skin them in carbon fibre. It'll look great, it'll be strong, and it'll be light. So let's get going. So first thing I need to do is fix this crack. Now, you'd think gluing it together would be the best thing, but best thing to actually do is use a soldering iron and just melt it back together. Let's see if that's enough. Yeah. I'm gonna go grab another piece of filament. Oh, actually I can't. Let me go get some waste filament. It's basically the same as any type of plastic welding. Got a bit of waste filament here and just melt it in, fill the gaps. And then I'll probably do this once I've glued the panels together. Maybe I'll weld them all the way, who knows. Yeah. Anyone out there who 3D prints knows the pain I went through printing tall, thin things. Worst thing you can print is anything tall, because as the head's moving around, you see it wobbling. It's just stressful. It's like a jigsaw puzzle that doesn't line up perfectly, but it's good enough. It's good enough. Some of the edges where they sort of like were hanging out in a hot chamber warp a little bit. Yeah, 3D printing's great, but it's not always the answer. But I thought, why not? Let's see if we can 3D print some fairings. Yeah, look, that's where I want to be. I'm going to get some Cleco clamps and clamp this together in place. I don't know if I can actually, because it's not completely flat. So yeah, that's got to sit there. The other thing I made sure to do was print things in different orientations so we don't have layer lines and weak spots going all the same way, which in some aspects is helpful but makes other bits harder. But yeah, let's get this together. And where there's bigger gaps, you just put a bit of scrap filament in there. That's the pitter patter of dog feet you can hear. What are you puppies doing? Right, let me get on with this and I'll show you guys in a sec. As per usual with me, at this point in the project, I'm starting to think it's a terrible idea. Like, but we'll see. Something different, and I haven't found anyone else doing it. So if anyone's seen anyone else 3D printing fairings, link down below. And I definitely need to get a 3D scanner. I'll carry on. Right, let's do our first test fit. Oh yeah, it's up here. Yeah. So far so good. This bit kicks up a little bit, but it has warped. And that looks like it's fitting well so far. So far so good. Like how angular it looks. Yeah, boy. Not as dumb as I look. So the last couple of bits have just come off the printer. I had to remove that part there just because it didn't line up. So let's get these bits finished up. A little bit rougher than the others because they were printed that way down. So I'm gonna sand a bit of this, same with that face, just because it'll be easier to sand in hand. And then let's get it all joined together. Right, there we go. Oh, I think that looks great. Need a little tiny bit trimming at the bottom here and a little bit back here. And I also had a bit of a light bulb moment on how I'm going to mount it exactly. There's a little kick up there, right there, little kick, little shitty kick, which bit of heat gun action. I need to make a bracket. So the rad has two mounting points, one at the top, one at the bottom. I need a bracket that comes along, wraps around the front, comes down and bolts into the bottom one. And then that I'll attach to the square face here. And then that'll be our front mechanism. And then along the top, I'm gonna drill blind top hats into the tank, and then run some like cool JDM style washers there and there to bolt it down there. And realistically, that should be fine. Like, I'm pretty sure my SV's front fairings aren't bolted on better than that. Like, yeah, I'm pretty chuffed with that. So now I need to go and spend 18 hours printing the other side. I'll be back. And something else I've been working on. So these are great, look how tight they are. And because of the springiness of the material I've chosen, I don't need to take anything apart to put them on. These are only prototypes for the headlight mount setup. I believe I'm going to lose the back bracket and do everything through this front. It's got captive holes for the nuts. So yeah, more 3D printing awesomeness.
Montage. Next morning.
And then as if by magic, there were two, well, 1 3/4, run out of filament on this bit. Thought I had more, I haven't, that's coming today. But you don't need to see me put another one together. Let's test fit them both on the bike and see if I can get some footage from the front. So that's both sides on. Need a little bit of heat up here to shape that. But so far so good. Both sides line up great, like they line up here good. Yeah, impressed. Like I said, there's a little area I need to just take out here, just ever so slightly, but yeah. mean, even from back here, it looks great. It looks really good. So, the question of can you and should you 3D print fairings? So far, I think we've said yes to the can you. The should you is yet to be answered. Thanks for watching, guys. I've got filler work and shit like that to do, which you don't need to see. And then I think no video next week. So I'm doing every other week at the moment because it's just the stuff I'm doing is not as entertaining, and I'm busy out of work, outside of here with work. I think the next step will be a thin layer of gel coat rolled on, just to kind of strengthen everything up a bit. And then I'm going to look into how I'm going to skin them with carbon. I could use an XCR skinning kit from Easy Composites, or there could be another way. I don't know that yet. We'll work it out.